Hey Jammers, this is Sage with Animal Jam Reporter at Blogspot. I am going to take you on a walkthrough of Return of the Phantoms, the first adventure here at Animal Jam on hard mode. So let me see if I can get in by myself. Hold on one moment. Okay, took me a few tries, but I did manage to get in here by myself so I could do a walkthrough with you. First you want to talk to Liza. You can just hit that X button and you don't have to hit the OK 50 times. Walk through this path, and before you get to the bunny area, where you see, as soon as you see that little bunny sign, go straight down and through these trees, and that will take you to one of the hidden treasure chests. This one will give you 100 gems, and every treasure chest gives you 5 courage points. That will help you gain your levels. You're going to want to talk to the bunnies. The only one that you really need to talk to is Pumpkin. She's going to give you a cork, and if you plug it into the pipe, it will open up this ivy here, and you can go across to where the bridge is at. There's always going to be a phantom walking across that bridge. You just want to kind of catch his aggro and take him to that first trap there. Once you cross over the bridge, you're going to find 2 more phantoms. Luckily, there's 2 traps that you can drag them to really easily. I like to get rid of them first thing. And if you'll notice, we're going to be in the first section, what I call the first section where the pipes are. There's 1, 2, and 3 pipes. So we're going to go find the first 3 corks. And I kind of have a little pattern that I go through to try and get rid of all these guys without having them run everywhere. There we go. And there's those 2, and then there's one more right up here that you can grab and bring up there. Alright, so the first hard section that we can go into, oops, let me avoid him so I can talk, is right in here. There's either down, middle, or up where the cork could be. And there's, you can see here's the up section. I'm going to go ahead and let them get me and send me back to my respawn point. I do that a lot actually. It's as soon as I get the cork or the key that I'm trying to get, if it's a shortcut back to where I'm headed, it will help me get through it quicker. So I put in my first cork and got rid of the first plug. The next area you want to go to is what I call the first up area, and there's always a cork either here in the middle or over here. So this is one of the few areas that you do want to let him get you, even if you have a bunch of hearts and you can get away from him, because he will not reset into his area even after you lose aggro on him. He will just keep on running around getting everybody and being a nuisance and annoying everybody. So go ahead and just let him get you, and then he'll stay in his area and he won't bug anybody. So there's one plug that is a random plug. It's in one of the areas that was in the easy mode. It could be right here when you first come in. It could be up here in this little tree area. And if it's not in one of those 2 areas, then you're going to find it over this way. So there's 3 phantoms here. One of them you can drag to this first trap that you passed by, and the other 2 you can drag them, let's see if I can get them both, drag them down into these traps. Alright, so that gets rid of all 3 of those phantoms that were running around this tree. So the third area that the random cork will be in is right here, and that's where it is this time, of course. So I'm going to run this one back over to my 3rd pipe in the first section. Alright, now I have 2 more pipes to find corks for, and those are going to be in the 2nd section, and they're always in the same place. And this is what's our second up area that you can get to. It'll either be right here, or you can run around here. It'll be right here, which it is, or you can run over here and it'll be right up here. So, and of course this guy is going to chase me, but no big deal. I'll lose him before he comes out. Alright, so that's the first or second up area, and you can plug one of those pipes, and the other one is over here by the gate. There's the gate area, you can see it. A little hidden bunny in the grass. If you go straight down, there will be a cork somewhere in this section. Just kind of run around in a big circle. If you want to let them get you, you can. No big deal. You'll just respawn up here anyways. If you make it through and you can hide in that grass, they'll stop chasing you and you'll lose their aggro. So we'll go ahead and put the last pipe in. Get rid of it. Alright. So now that we have our water we can walk through, it wants us to use well water to revive 12 plants. So the first 4 are over here by the gate. I always go backwards when it comes to watering because that way where you end up is where the key is. So, and I'll go ahead and do those and then get my last water can. For those of you that have an Arctic wolf, or you're grouped with an Arctic wolf in the adventure, you can have them click on here, or if you're the Arctic wolf, you can click on there and get on into that secret Arctic wolf cave to get a random prize out of a treasure chest. If you follow this path down, that water, you'll get a 200 gem treasure chest, and if you follow it up just a little bit, you'll find another treasure chest. Those two are pretty easy to find. That one gives you 100 gems. Cookie here is kind of a good place to use as a landmark. Right next to her is one of the waters, and below her, if you go down into the trees, is another hidden area that you can find 400 gems. That's the biggest one, I think, in this particular adventure. And if you go up from her after you're done, you can water the other. There's 2 more plants right here. This is where the pipes were in the beginning, the first 3 pipes. And grab some more water and go across the bridge and get that last one right there. And then we're going to go back to where the bunny area is and water the last 4 plants. So there's pretty much 4 plants for every water well that you have to get. So there's 12 plants in all. Once you get the water, you'll be right here at the bunny burrow. You can go on in and get your key. You just run down here and talk to Clover, and she will give you the key on the pink rug. Pick up your key. And then there's one last treasure chest in the first bunny area that you can get before you use the key to get past the gate. If you follow this water down, there's one more right there, and that one's 200 gems. So I usually grab my key and then run down and grab it before I head back up to the gate. So you can just follow the water. It's kind of a shortcut back to the gate, and go ahead and put your key in. If you're lagging, you can use your arrow keys, and you can actually run through the gate. It's a glitch, but it only works if you're lagging and you have to use your arrow keys. But since I'm not lagging and I always use my mouse anyways, I don't really worry about it. So there's always one guy right there, and there's another one down below. You can trap those pretty easy. And where you first entered in, this is where we entered from, right over here. You can go up, and there's another phantom waiting, and he'll go into that trap. Sometimes this is another section where there's a random key that's in one of the original easy locations, so it could be right up here next to these blue flowers. If you go down just a little bit, you'll find the last treasure chest. That's number 6 in this adventure. So our random key was not there, so I will show you later where the other 2 places it could be. Down from this rock is the first down location that you can go to in this section of the adventure. Usually it's right here in this little hidden grass area. Sometimes it's up here. So just kind of find it. Not too hard. That's one of the easiest ones, I think. You can lose their aggro by hiding in the grass right there. And I'm going to run down and trap this guy in that trap. And then there's two more. We're going to run and grab them. Oh, I spoke too soon. I only had one heart. I wasn't paying attention. So what we're going to do is run through those two and drag them up to the next two traps. And that'll get rid of them so that they're not bugging you. And then we just start turning in our keys. There is no pattern. I don't care how many people tell you that there's a pattern or to do Oliver last or whatever. It was a glitch back when the beta was open, and it used to be where it was more likely, but since then they fixed that and it's no longer working anyways. So this area down here where these purple flowers are is where one of the locations for that random key could be. So of course it's not there this time, so we're going to go to the third section that it could be. So this is the area where there's three phantoms all kind of lined up right above our big rock. So we're going to very carefully grab one at a time if you can. If not, you just have to kind of run a little faster, that's all. And grab them one at a time and just drag them down to their little traps. And this is the last area that that random key will be in, is right there, right next to those guys. So it's always, that random key is always going to be in one of those three locations at the very beginning, down below the cages, or right there up next to those three phantoms. So we're going to go ahead and turn that key in and head back to the up section here, which is past those three phantoms. This is where those three phantoms were, and that's where the key we just found. And there's a bunch of grass that we can hide in. And I just kind of go in a circle, and here it is. Sometimes it's up here. I'll show you where it's at. It's either here or here, or it could be down here in this area. So I'm just letting them kind of come after me so I could show you where they're at. So you can kind of outrun them, and they'll stop chasing you as soon as you get past that grass area. We'll go turn in our key, and then I'll show you where the last key is. Alright, this is the second down area. I call it the second down because it's kind of the second area from the entrance that you can go down. It's the area that's closest to the bunny cages. Oops, and you got me, of course, so let's go back. So here's where we go around, where I chase that one guy, and here's that same down area. So I'm just going to run through really fast. The more hearts you are, the less you start worrying about these phantoms bugging you. But, and here's the key right there. And they're going to take me for my last heart. I know it this time. That's what I get for talking and playing at the same time. Alright, so here we go. This is where we just came out of, the second down area. If they were still on you and chasing after you, you can actually just run over this way and you'll lose them in this grass here. And then you turn in your last key, and you will get your Liza will talk, and click on her and it'll give you your prizes. The top middle is gems. The bottom left is more gems, which actually is a higher amount of gems. This top left one is a random prize, top right is a random prize, and the bottom right is a random prize. So just randomly pick one and cross your fingers and hope you get something good, and there we go, a non-member pirate sword. So there's just to prove that you don't have to do it in any order. I just did it from top to bottom and got a non-member pirate sword, which was totally awesome. So super awesome. So in this game, you can some of the really cool things that I've gotten are, of course, your non-member swords. You can get rare bows. You can get warns. You can get all kinds of rares that have shown up. Those scary bat wings, the non-member scary bat wings, freedom helmet, all kinds of really cool stuff. So anyway, so there's the hard level of the Phantom Adventure, the very first adventure, and I hope that you enjoyed our walkthrough and it made it easier to learn how to do this and get through it. Usually you can get through it. Once you learn the system, you can get through it pretty quick. So happy jamming and good luck on your adventures, guys.